Alrighty. Good evening.
Good evening.
Today is Tuesday, October 22nd. We are at the Marlborough Public Schools School Committee meeting. The time is 7:30. I'd like to remind everyone that we are being live streamed and recorded by WMCT-TV. And I will call the meeting to order. We can have everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please and thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. All righty. We'll move down to the superintendent's report.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Christian. I've asked the school committee to approve my goals tonight. I made a small edit to goal number 5 based on school committee feedback. Once approved, I will share my goals with all building leaders so that we can align their goals, so that they can align their goals to the district priorities. I wanted to give the current update on our Marlborough Public Schools pre-K to 12 roadmap for the 2024-2025 school year. I started my report on this with a visual that, and much of this work that we've been doing in Marlborough is work that we brought back from the DESE leadership curriculum conference that we went through over the summer. So in our samples, so students that started the year below grade level, in our samples, the students started the year performing substantially below grade level. And the visual shows that, that on average, students that started below grade level made an additional more 7.9 months of academic progress than when their teachers had higher expectations. So this month, this graphic was included in the staff presentation for stop number 2 on our roadmap, High Expectations. On October 2nd and the 16th, all principals and school leaders, pre-K to 12, presented on the importance of high expectations for our students. As noted in this visual, students, especially students who began the year substantially below grade level, made the greatest academic progress when their teachers had higher expectations of all students. If you notice also 7.3 months for better assessments and assignments, sorry. I should have my glasses on. 6.1 for stronger instruction and 0.9 months for more engaged in class. So when you look at the better assignments is our push for high quality instructional materials and grade level content for all students, and our focus on stronger instruction with our focus on well-structured lessons as well. In addition to the initial presentation, all staff completed an activity where they discussed and identified instructional practices that reinforced low and high expectations. There was a PowerPoint, and then the activity was that every groups of teachers received envelopes with slips of paper that had different instructional practices. And the groups discussed and sorted high and low expectations. For example, I'll share a couple of them. Low expectation: communicate details of the activities students have to complete. Higher expectation: communicate the learning intentions and success criteria with the class. Low expectation: ask predominantly closed questions based on facts. For example, what's the formula for finding the area? Higher expectation: ask more open questions designed to extend or enhance students' thinking by requiring them to think more deeply. For example, and why do you say that? What clues in the story made you think that? Lower expectation: set global goals for learning as a frame for planning teaching. Hire, set specific goals with students that are regularly reviewed and used for teaching and learning. And finally, low expectation, respond to incorrect answers by telling students they are wrong and asking another student to respond. Whereas a higher expectation instructional practice is to respond to incorrect answers by exploring the wrong answer, rephrasing explanations, or scaffolding the student to the correct answer. So groups, there was some debate because some of them are a little tricky. For example, constantly reminding students of procedures and routines. We want procedures and routines, but having routines and procedures where students were able to manage themselves is a slightly higher level, but you could justify and argue about either one of them. So that was a great way to introduce that idea. During this stop, staff will also read and discuss the article, How to Develop High Expectation Teaching, which has an additional examples of high and low expectations. And they will also complete a self-assessment of their own instructional practices, which is also included in the article. We'll be also visiting, and this will be going on for the next 4 to 6 weeks. I think the next stop is December 11th. So this is not just one quick thing, and at the same time, they will be reframing and looking at the other tools, such as the well-structured lesson planning and the lesson walkthrough tool as well. That is my report.
Questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Move on to Director of Finance and Operations report, Mr. Wells.
Thank you. So tonight, the food service team has started the year out with a wonderful start. They are serving some wonderful food, some great colors. Kids are really participating. I've provided each of you with our participation rates as well, which are very similar to last year, slightly up in most of our schools. So we are seeing kids actually participate within the food program. One of the other highlights that we'll be doing with food service is we'll be buying a hydroponic unit to go into the high school, which we're very excited about. That should be delivered sometime in December, where we will be growing some fresh vegetables and then serving those to the students. So very excited about that. It's going to be quite a unit to have in there and take a look at. Transportation started out fairly typical for a normal transportation year. We were fully staffed, which was great. It was wonderful to start that way. We did just have our first resignation from a driver, but we are adjusting well to that situation. We are working on the routes still. We're working on ridership, balancing out the capacities, adding stops. All of that has been just taking a little bit longer than I would like, but we are still working very hard on that to get all those things kind of balanced out that we should be seeing changes to each year. We are also on the street now with our new bid for next year that released last week, I believe, and will be due in November. I have shared with you the transportation bid. We have a couple of highlights that we changed within the bid versus how we've done it in the previous years. This year we're asking for per bus pricing, and then we're using a comparative number of buses. We're using 20 buses just to get comparative pricing so we can compare the bids to each other, because we're not quite sure what busing is going to look like next year. We know that first year pricing has been really high in the contracts for a lot of our neighbor towns. And there is some concern that pricing is going to come in, and we're going to have to do something a little bit different when we do busing for next year. We simply want to save our dollars to spend them on curriculum, not on busing if we can. So certainly, there may be fewer buses that we run next year, but we're going to have to see what those prices are when they come in before we make that decision. And then we have the financial packet, which is within your documents, and we are still early in the year. We are in a strategic budget freeze. Now, that strategic budget freeze is very simply, we just need to have conversations before we make purchases. We haven't stopped purchasing. We're still buying paper. We're still buying everything we need for the schools. But we want to make sure that we're reserving the money. We did some great contract work this year, put together some awesome stuff with collaborative stuff with our unions. And we just want to make sure that we have the money and get a little further through the year before we say, release spending and kind of go and start doing the spending we're used to. So we are still buying all the needs. It's just we're having conversations before we do so.
Thank you. Questions, Ms. Matthews?
I know the transportation bid was just released last week. Have we had anybody
Yes,
request?
I believe we have 4 actual bus companies that have requested it, and one company has requested the national busing organization has requested as well and is reposting it out. So we do anticipate seeing some more requests.
That's a pleasant surprise
Yes.
to hear. Now I just hope.
They follow through.
Right, exactly. Nice to hear.
And actually fill out the
We always
paperwork.
have some lovely conversations. It's just whether they actually turn it.
No, I know, but it's nice to see
very
that-
promising.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm happy, very happy to hear that. Thank
Same.
you.
Yes.
So on transportation, are you looking for any school committee member or members to be a part of reviewing the transportation bid? That's something that has happened in the past, so I'm just curious.
That would be wonderful. I would welcome that, definitely, yes.
Okay, well, I will throw my hat in because I definitely want to stay on top of it. I don't know if anybody else is interested, but.
Okay, awesome. We do have a pre-bid meeting on Friday at 1:30. Those are usually very technical, where they're asking questions about the actual bid document itself. You are welcome to attend. It just might be pretty boring for you. But certainly it's yeah.
I was going to say, you're on your own for that, considering I've got work already planned, so.
Yeah.
And then my second question, which I love the idea about the hydroponics.
Yes, yep.
Is that a potential that could actually tie in at all with potentially someone from, like, curriculum-wise, you know?
Yeah, the kids involved.
And I'm wondering about, like, an extension of whether it's, you know, our students that are in some of the science courses,
Yes.
or from the extension of some of the special education programs where they're looking for other things to kind of learn. I'm wondering if there's a way of kind of building that out, because that's really a great opportunity.
So that's a great question, and in my previous districts, we did have them actually rolled out into the science labs. So we did have them in the cafeterias, but also they had already branched them out and put them into a number of different science labs in all the schools. So it was really integrated into the curriculum, and they were using it. So and they look fantastic as you're walking through the building. You see them lit up and all those vegetables growing. It's really a very neat thing to see within the
Yeah,
classrooms.
it's exciting. So thank you for letting us know, and I think that'd be fantastic if there was a way of kind of spreading it out. So thank you.
Did you have a question? All set? Okay, moving on. Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning, Dr. Skaza.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Tonight I have the privilege of recognizing the AP scholars from last school year and from this school year, as well as the National Merit Scholarship commended student who is with us tonight. An AP Scholar Award is granted to students who receive scores of 3 or higher on 3 or more AP exams. An AP Scholar with Honor Award is granted to students who receive an average score of at least 3.25 on all AP exams taken, and scores of 3 or higher on 4 or more of these exams. And finally, an AP Scholar with Distinction is granted to students who receive an average score of at least 3.5 on all AP exams taken, and scores of 3 or higher on 5 or more of these exams. Tonight, on behalf of Principal Riley and the Marlborough Public Schools, I would like to congratulate the following students on their AP Scholar Awards. From the class of 2024, AP Scholar Jordan Batista, AP Scholar Luis Gustavo Bernardez, AP Scholar with Distinction Scott Brady, AP Scholar Catherine Cronin, AP Scholar with Honor Evan Davies, AP Scholar Megan Deneen, AP Scholar Emmanuel Ferdario, AP Scholar Zachary Fraser, AP Scholar Riley Hall, AP Scholar with Distinction Talia Highland, AP Scholar with Honor, who we all know, Risha Candaria, AP Scholar with Honor, Devin O'Rourke, AP Scholar with Distinction, Alexis Ott, AP Scholar with Distinction, Violet Wren, AP Scholar Parker Rogers, AP Scholar Ryan Sweeney, AP Scholar Janelle Zapata, and AP Scholar Annika Ziobro. So congratulations to all of those from the class of 2024 and from the class of 2025. AP Scholar Michael Antwi Ayim, AP Scholar with Honor Alicia Arroyo Jaraguay, AP Scholar Nicholas Cerrone, AP Scholar Sarah Garner, AP Scholar with Honor Dane Garson, AP Scholar Patrick Haviland, AP Scholar Morgan Politis, AP Scholar with Distinction Leo Wren, AP Scholar Andrew Ruiz, AP Scholar with Honor Dong Tan, and AP Scholar with Distinction Andy Zhang. Congratulations to all those from the class of 2025. And finally tonight, the National Merit Scholarship Program commended student. Principal Riley received notification that Marlborough High School has a senior named as a commended student in the 2025 National Merit Scholarship Program. Commended students are being recognized for the exceptional academic promise demonstrated by their performance on the qualifying test used for program entry. Congratulations to Andy Zhang for his accomplishment on this National Merit Scholarship Program honor. And Dr. Riley is going to come up to the podium and present Andy with his certificate.
Andy, come on up. Congratulations, Andy, on being recognized as one of the top 50,000 scorers on the PSAT this past year. Congratulations. Before you do the minutes, may I ask, can we do a picture?
Sure.
Oh, of course.
Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah, please.
All right. Then we don't have to sit down. Do you want to say anything? Put you on the spot. You good? That's all. Do you want to do a picture in the front?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah. You want to come up here?
Sure.
Okay.
You okay?
Absolutely.
Move my thing out of the way. My hips are very
Can you come around or no?
Are we doing it there, or would you want to do it?
Yeah, we can all come back here.
And have Andy come back here too?
Yeah,
That's fine.
in the front.
I don't know how you usually do it.
They're going to stand back and then you
How
guys.
about Andy can come back around with us?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
It's just easier for Heidi.
Yeah, so have them go around there?
Does somebody want to? Right. Breaking the chairs. She's not thinking. I'm okay.
I can stand. I'm good. I'm going to stand.
No, absolutely.
No, yes, come on.
Pretend that we like each other.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
So what
Yeah.
was this for?
Here, I'll put you there. There we go. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
Can we all fit?
Awesome. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you. And congratulations.
Very proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty. Congratulations again, Andy, and to all the students, AP Scholars. And thank you everyone at home who's watching for your patience for that picture. We'll move on to the acceptance of minutes. So minutes of October 8th, 2024 school committee meeting. Have a motion to...
Motion to approve. Sorry.
Thank you. Motion's on the table in second. Any questions or concerns regarding the October 8th school committee meeting? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carries. Minutes of October 10th, 2024 school committee workshop.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve and seconded is on the table. Questions, comments, concerns regarding the October 10th school committee workshop? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Now we're moving on to public comment. This is the part where public comment. Sorry, public comment. This is where I get to stare at all of you for 3 times. Public comment going once, seeing none. Public comment going twice, seeing none. And lastly, last chance, public comment, seeing none. Move on from public comment. Thank you. Action items and reports, fiscal year 25 superintendent goals.
Thank you, Mayor Christian. Tonight I am asking for the school committee to approve my FY25 superintendent goals.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve is on the table and seconded. Is there any questions, comments, concerns regarding the superintendent goals? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Acceptance of donations and gifts. All righty, here we go. iPromoteYou.com from Kane School, $5,000.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve is on the table. Questions, comments? Seeing none?
Did you second?
Second. All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. Targeted assistant grant for MPS 50,000. You know, let's not lose that extra zero. We need it, right? Yeah. So 50,000. Motion is on the table and seconded. Questions, comments, and concerns for the $50,000 grant? Seeing none. All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you. McKinney-Vento Homeless Education Grant for another $50,000.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve is on the table and seconded. Questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none. All in favor? Grant accepted. And last but not least, the Growing Literacy Equity Across Massachusetts Grant for $165,000 for MPS
Motion to approve.
is on the table and seconded. Questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none. All in favor? Motion carries. All righty. Reports of school committee subcommittees. Yes. Ms. Hannah.
The policy subcommittee will be meeting within the next month. We put out a number of different dates and are just trying to nail down the exact date. Specifically, we need to get together now that Ms. House was able to come forward and provide us with some insight about how they were solving the music situation, health, gym, all of that. So we'll need to have that meeting so we can discuss about the semester versus quarter situation. Okay? And we'll let you know what that date is soon. Thank you.
Any other reports of school committee subcommittees? Seeing none, we'll move on. Members forum. Yes.
I've reviewed and signed the warrant.
Okay. Thank you. Atul.
I just wanted to say, last week I talked about Spirit Week was this past week at MHS. And I just wanted to say it was an amazing week. Even though it was like only a 4-day week, I think we saw amazing spirit. This character day was probably one of the best things I've ever seen. There's so many amazing costumes.
Give us a few examples of the costumes, if you don't mind.
There was a whole Mario group.
Okay.
There was, I'm pretty sure there was definitely, it was like White Girls, the movie.
Oh, God. Okay.
Was funny. It was 3 guys too, and it was, they all had wigs, and it was all out.
Okay.
And then class of 25 did take the cup, so
Okay.
congratulations to the well-deserved, though close win.
I love it. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Yes.
So 2 things. I did want to give a shout out to Risha, just to make sure that you all know that even in college, she is continuing to be a representative for Special Olympics. And recently, she was just down in Washington, D.C. with people across the nation that were selected. And so I think if I remember correctly, I think it was only like 14 or 15 pairs of students that were selected all across the nation. And Risha is a part of those pairs. So I just think that's really kind of cool about the carrying on, about the unified program, that we've really got this wonderful program here and then continuing to make it flourish in college. So, which kind of talks about when we're always talking about the whole child, it really is about creating a really good person. You know, it's not just in one area. And you know, some of those character things, you know, it's like you want to be bigger than just one area. So good things out there. And the other thing I wanted to bring up is that we are starting to head into playoff season for our different sports groups. And I think if you can and you have the opportunity to support many of the different teams, please get out there to support them, because I'm sure they could use that at this point in time. So thank you.
Okay. Yes.
I wanted to mention that I had the opportunity, I know Mr. Caruso was there as well, to attend Reality Fair this morning at the high school. Oh, I saw Atul there. Atul helped me out with my little concern about the calculator. Calculators are not what they were when I was growing up. I wasn't quite sure how to help this young man use his.
You had the beads when you grew up.
Well, I didn't, yeah, it was probably something I should have known. I just couldn't remember. But I actually got roped into working at this time for a little while and helped sell insurance to various people along the way. But it was great.
20th year for the Rotary.
Yeah.
I popped in. Yeah, it's an incredible event.
I got to do a little work on myself today, and it was unfortunately the wheel of misfortune. So I was the bad news guy at the end for a lot of kids who, by the way, when they walk through and I walk through and listen, it is amazing how seriously those kids take that. It is
very.
They're been debating where to go first because they're worried about if they go here first, am I going to have any money left to go there? It was really very, very interesting and very gratifying to know that fair really does have an effect on all these students, and I can just see them going out into the world and not having reality hit them as hard as I think it hit me. It was the only thing about going to the fair that's a little annoying for me is I look at the different vendors and I can see people I owe money to for bills. So I have to sit there and go, well, I got to go make some checks out here.
It's a whole different reality for you, right?
It's great. Just to hear the kids talk, it's just phenomenal today.
Yeah, and noticing that we have a large EL population, and seeing a lot of the kids were going in pairs, one whose English was probably better than the other. They were doing it together, helping each other, explaining it to each other. It was very collaborative amongst the students as well as the volunteers that come in from all the local businesses to put this event on. It was really a great, it's always great, but it was equally great this year.
Right. Okay. Anything else?
Just to add on to that, thank you to the Marlboro Rotary for putting on reality.
Yes.
Right. Correct.
Yes.
The Horribles Parade is on Thursday, the 24th. It starts at 4:30 down on Main Street. The parade starts at 5:30, so bring the kiddos in a costume. It's always a great event, and we're looking forward to that. So please swing by. I know that school committee have a table as well, so it'll be a good time. Having said that, one more.
One more thing. Not that anybody's watching.
You don't know that.
Okay. Tomorrow's a half day, early dismissal day.
Yeah, I just got the notice.
Yeah, so just want to remind everybody. So
it's a great reminder.
And hope to see everybody at the Horribles Parade.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Oh, it's always fun. Motion to adjourn?
That'll be great. Motion to adjourn is on the table and seconded. Questions, comments, concerns about leaving this meeting tonight? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carries. We are adjourned at 7:58. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
Thank you.